Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Brixton's Dillian Whyte calls out Alexander Povetkin, calls Deontay Wilder a coward. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, Dillian Whyte, he's moving up through the WBC rankings. Joshua just fought Parker yesterday in Cardiff, Wales. He was there in attendance, ringside, trying to check out the action. And today he posted this. It's a side-by-side pic stitch of him holding a WBC belt and Alexander Povetkin post-fight holding his belts, right? This is what he says. Deontay Wilder is a coward and don't want to fight me. This man and his team agreed to fight me last night at ringside. Let's see if they will honor their word. Are they all just mouth like the others? Let's get it made, Eddie. Come on. And he tagged Eddie Hearn, Sky Sports Matchroom, #Warhorse. Now, I will say this. I like Dillian Whyte. I like his attitude. I like the heavyweights that, you know what I mean, stand their ground, talk a little smack. You know what I mean? It's cool. It makes it fun. So I like Dillian Whyte. But him calling Wilder a coward, I don't think he's afraid of Wilder, nor do I think Wilder is afraid of him. I think Wilder not showing up to the UK was to gain power back. Wilder said it was a team decision. I've already explained this several times on my channel, and I think it worked. Now you see Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte motioning to fight Alexander Povetkin, but let Eddie Hearn tell it before Wilder said he wasn't showing up and things like that, and they made it sound like Dillian Whyte was Wilder's mandatory. But when Wilder chose to not show up because he would not be invited in the ring, or he couldn't get absolute confirmation that he would be allowed to enter the ring, it threw a monkey wrench and it took some of the power back. I'm going to explain it once again. The reason it took power back to me is because Deontay Wilder was expected to be there. He had done interviews. Sky Sports had reached out for him to be a guest commentator, so it was common knowledge that he was going to be there. But then when he found out that Eddie Hearn was trying to play this chess game and Anthony Joshua banned him from the ring and restraining order and he wouldn't be able to get in, he said, you know what, I'll watch the fight from home. Thanks for nothing, Sky Sports, or thanks but no thanks, whatever, and I'm not coming. Then you seen Eddie Hearn, who looked visibly angered in an interview, calling him a geezer. Wilder's a geezer, and you got world media going to be at Joshua versus Parker, and how dare he not come, right? But I really think, and this is my opinion, I think Wilder realized that it was a setup. It was more for Dillian Whyte, is more of a platform or a pedestal for Dillian Whyte with his attitude to try to get into it with Deontay Wilder's entourage. And again, I don't think either fighter is scared, but I think, like I said, Wilder wants to fight the guy that knocked out Dillian Whyte, which is Anthony Joshua, the guy who has all the belts in the division aside from himself and aside from his WBC belt. So to me, Deontay Wilder took the power back, and he evened the playing field a bit because he's seen the games that Matchroom Eddie Hearn were playing, and he said, you know what, I'll skip it, I'll pass. Now Dillian Whyte wasn't able to run up on him because he was in the UK and Wilder wasn't in the UK. Now, the reason I think Wilder got the power back is because you see Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn, and they're talking about Alexander Povetkin. But when we thought Wilder was going to come to Joshua versus Parker, the dialogue from Eddie Hearn that I heard often and frequent was, Dillian Whyte's going to be there. Dillian Whyte's going to be there. Oh, Wilder, why don't you fight Dillian Whyte? Let's put in the O2 Arena, Dillian Whyte, right? And Wilder's mentioned this time and time, he's not after Dillian Whyte. So hopefully that gives you guys closure. I think Wilder and team made the right decision. The fight wasn't something you had to be there live for. Yes, he could have made some money with Sky Sports, but I don't think after making 2-point-something million versus Luis Ortiz, this actually it's April, happy Easter to everybody. But in the month of March, in the same month as the Joshua Parker fight, I don't think that's game-changing, world-changing money, whatever Sky Sports was going to offer him, because he didn't go and he turned it down. So obviously, if Will Smith gets an offer for $20 million for a movie and he says, no, I don't want it, I'm doing this other project, then obviously he got it like that to turn down. But I think Wilder foiled Eddie Hearn's plan, because I think the plan was to set him up to have Dillian Whyte have this altercation to put pressure on Wilder to fight Dillian Whyte, and Wilder wasn't falling for it, because once again, the WBC has not officially ruled that Dillian Whyte is his mandatory. In fact, Dominique Brazil might be Wilder's mandatory. So Eddie Hearn pushing Whyte upon Deontay Wilder really just creates a frenzy. Maybe Dillian Whyte will become Wilder's mandatory, but as of right now, the WBC is saying the contrary. They did a video with Boxcaster, and the WBC was like, Wilder just fought a voluntary defense in terms of Bermane Stiverne, so he has some time. We'll support a unification, or he can fight a fight of his choice, a voluntary defense. Or excuse me, the WBC says Wilder fought a mandatory just recently with Stiverne, so he could fight a voluntary defense and or a unification. We support both. Now that that's cleared up, I really believe that was the intent for Dillian Whyte to have this showcase platform on a Joshua Parker show and him run up on Deontay Wilder. Wilder took that opportunity away from him and said, we're not going to chase Joshua. We can go our own route. And you know what I mean? Now, Dillian Whyte, Alexander Povetkin, very good fight. This is what I'm talking about, because this will prove who's ready for that real title shot. Povetkin is once beaten, I believe. He lost to Klitschko, and Dillian Whyte is once beaten. He lost to AJ. So they both lost to champions. They both have tried to work their way back up. You know what I mean? Fought limited competition. You know what I mean? Knocking out David Price. It was a nasty knockout, but it was David Price. You know what I mean? A guy who's big, but people had questions about his chin. You know what I mean? Dillian Whyte knocked out Lucas Brown. I mean, that's good, but these guys should be the ones climbing up the ladder and taking maybe a fight or two additionally to prove their worth with the title shot. But the way Eddie Hearn was spinning it, he was making it sound like Wilder, before he gets a title shot in a unification with Joshua, needs to fight these extra fights. And that's not how it should work. Two champions, just like Joseph Parker and Joshua just unified, two champions should be able to unify. It's the challengers that are climbing up the ladder, the Gerald Big Baby Millers, Dillian Whyte, the Alexander Povetkins, the Kubrat Pulev. If anything, they should be fighting each other to show and prove their worth. Luis Ortiz, for these guys to prove their worth and show they're ready for a title, not the champions. So Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin, I like the fight. I support the fight. I think it's a good fight. And then the winner, I could say, okay, Dillian Whyte knocked out Povetkin, an Olympic gold medalist who Klitschko didn't even knock out. Or Povetkin knocked out Dillian Whyte faster than AJ. Now I could be like, okay, these guys are mean business and they're serious contenders for the title. So that's my thoughts. I like Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin, but Wilder not showing up has forced Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, to switch gears. Now they're talking more about other options for Dillian Whyte, because they know he's not the mandatory as of what the WBC has released. Again, the WBC released the contrary. That was Eddie Hearn's attempt to push Whyte upon Wilder because he's ranked highly, and to make it look like Wilder is ducking Dillian Whyte, especially if they had a verbal confrontation face to face. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.